Hello, this is Group 5 project for COM 487 doing a solar power system implementation at the telecom building.
We will start with justifications. Why are we researching solar panels? Why do we choose solar panels? There are two main goals. First of all, many people consciously and unconsciously use enormous amount of energy on campus. Especially in telecommunication building, huge amount of energy is used daily. People are seeking for alternative energy because some types of fuels won't last forever. First, we need to decrease our dependence on fossil fuels. We have depended on fossil fuels for a long time, but we know that it won't last forever. Developing alternative energy will decrease our dependence on fossil fuels. Also, most types of alternative energy will not be used up. Therefore, we need to find other ways to provide us power or energy. Second, developing and using solar power will help ensure a cleaner environment. Fossil fuels exhaust many types of hazardous gas, like carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, and nitrogen oxide. These gases are a large portion of air pollution. Penn State and some other colleges and organizations do have solar panels. Solar energy will not be drained because we believe that solar energy is a good source of energy for all of us. We would like the university to invest and make the solar panels more efficient. Also, hopefully, they will considerably use the solar panels for powering equipment. By sharing information of solar panels, we want to encourage people working at telecommunication and IT buildings to develop the technology and usefully use the energy.
Solar PV, or photovoltaic, is widely known as the most productive and efficient method of solar energy. Layers of semiconductor materials are used to help gather the energy. Each square foot of solar panel generates around 5 to 10 watts of power. Capital costs are high when dealing with solar PV systems as infrastructure can get expensive. There is a clear correlation between geography and output, as seen by the prices per kilowatt hour for Penn State and Arizona. Penn State currently uses solar PV in 2 locations, one on the roof of the office of the physical plant here at UP, and one on the main building at the Delaware Valley campus. These systems can be used as a measuring stick for solar PV. They are 2,000-watt systems and were donated by Connective Energy. Each system costs around $19,000. These 2 systems produced an average of around 2,500 kilowatt hours annually. Penn State uses around 260 million kilowatt hours annually. If Penn State covered 60 of its total 75 acres of building roofs with these systems, it would still only cover 10% of Penn State's energy consumption. Solar PV is not really a primary source of energy, but can contribute to energy production in a particular building. Electricity in the U.S. averaged around 11 cents per kilowatt hour in the United States in 2008. But prices are increasing. Solar systems have a 30-year lifespan and are long-term investments that can work out. The technology is improving, which is reducing capital costs. It may be slightly more expensive in some situations, but it reduces our dependency. Also reduces our footprint on the environment.
Because of the following reasons, we feel that now is a great time to rethink the expenses of solar energy at PSU. Because of Penn State's recent change in contract with Allegheny Power, the University Park campus will now have to pay market rates for energy costs. It is estimated that the university's energy bill will increase from $13 million per year to about $25 million per year. In addition, Penn State may benefit from legislation recently approved by Congress that gives tax credits which decrease renewable energy system prices by 30%. In regards to the direct cost of actually financing the solar panels, recent trends in the marketplace have created an oversupply of these panels coupled with a lower demand. This means that the time to invest in this technology is now, with a total decrease in price of rooftop solar panels at up to 20%. When factoring in a 15% decrease in price based on the current market, the total cost of implementation will be $21,590. This system will cover 10% of the energy used by the telecommunications building in a given year.
Now on to marketing. As far as the supply for alternative fuel goes, we know we have an abundant supply. Fossil fuels are soon going to be used up. That's something that can be seen in our future. But as far as solar and wind power, geothermal power, etc., there's no end in sight. As far as support for this goes, there is government aid to help us out. President Obama recently passed a stimulus bill that set aside $70 billion in grants, loans, and scholarships to aid in assisting research for solar energy, wind energy, geothermal energy, etc., etc. The big thing is it's a current issue right now. The economy's going down the drain, but since everyone's talking about it, everyone's focused on finding these alternative forms of fuel. Also, going green. Going green is a huge topic. It ties in with the fact that it's a current issue. Everyone wants to find ways to reduce our carbon footprint on the world, and this is definitely a way of doing it. And as far as falling costs go, the more technology researches products, whether it be solar paneling or whether it be cell phones, the more they are produced, the more people find out how to make them. There are cheaper ways of making them, the price comes down, and it'll save on everybody's budget. Alright, so now we're going to talk about implementation with solar panels. First of all, the funding. The system costs, as mentioned previously, is going to be roughly around $25,000. Understanding that we have about 40,000 students who go here to Penn State, we can basically charge $1.60 extra on top of what they're paying tuition, which is nothing too obsessive for any student. They probably wouldn't even notice it. And we can use that to cover the costs for adding in the solar panels here to the telecom buildings. As far as the time that it would take, we figure roughly about 3 months to install, set up, and get everything up and running for the solar panels. So if we charge students in the fall semester the extra $1.60 on their tuition, use 3 months going into the spring to install the systems, we could generally expect to have the entire thing up and running by the summer or going into the following fall semesters.
In conclusion, even though the solar panels will be more expensive in the long run, we hope that this will be enough evidence to induce the administration at PSU to seriously consider financing this project. We again have to remember that the initial goal of this project was not necessarily to save money, but rather to reduce Penn State's ecological footprint on the environment, which this project will do.